Hi, my name is Umar Kiani. I am the inventor of Identilock. I remember looking back in the window, a flash, a boom, and the next thing I remember spitting a bullet out of my mouth. I'm a gunshot survivor. Had the bullet been a millimeter in a different direction, I wouldn't be here today. Even with the trauma and handicap that caused, I'm the lucky one. Thousands of children have died due to unlocked guns. But would you believe that over 350 million guns sold in the US, every single one of them with a lock? Then why does this continue to happen? It's because gun owners can't get quick access to the traditional means of trigger lock and gun safes, so they keep it unlocked, loaded, hidden around the house. The quickest safe that I found took 5 seconds to load a gun. Now imagine if you had to brake and it took you 5 seconds to unlock your car. It's an unrealistic situation. See, I'm a gun owner. I am an NRA member. But most importantly, I'm a parent of 3 young children. I've spent years designing a better solution. For the past decade, I've spent engineering safety solution for cars. And I believe, as President Obama puts it, that gun technology, especially the safety capabilities, hasn't evolved much in a long time. It's time to re-engineer and bring it to the digital age. Today, I present to you Identilock, which is a blend of software, electrical engineering, and material science to allow instant access to a gun. It uses the industry's most reliable fingerprint technology. Similar to an iPhone, it unlocks a gun in under a second. It also uses NASA's Mars rover technology to create a robust latching mechanism which can withstand hundreds of pounds of force. What's great is that we've been able to engineer all these capabilities in a product at an attractive price point of $319. And to put that into context, a gun costs $700, a holster upwards of $50, an electronic safe range between $150 to $6,000. Even a good accessory like laser and light would cost you between $300 to $400. And what's great is we make an attractive profit once at volume at this price. Now, you might not believe it, but CES didn't allow me to bring a gun. So we have to demo the product through a video. However, the product right here is live. As you can see, Patrick's hand would not work. However, when I touch it, the demo, if you could go back. So Identilock stores multiple fingerprints. You can give your spouse, your children access if you so choose. It also is very versatile, where it can fit with up to 75% of the handguns already, and we work through the rest shortly. Identilock, when I started this, I realized that I can't do this in a garage. So I enlisted my investors and my advisors, including the ex-CEO of Chrysler, leveraged their connections to build a team of engineers and designers who build safety products that require 10 years of reliability. 10 years of reliability. We even had a locksmith on the team to ensure a rock-solid product. We've already been recognized by the market. We're the top awardees of Smart Tech Foundation, a Ron Conway initiative. We're the only funded VC startup in the country. And our advisors include top brands of guns like Cabela's and Remington. There are 4.5 million new handguns sold each year. We'll be targeting the 2 million that are sold through some 900 gun shops. See, for me, gun safety is not just a business opportunity, it's a life mission. I believe that the technology exists to solve this problem. And every day this product is not out there, it's a potential life unsaved. It starts here today. The pre-orders are open, and we deliver the product in summer. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, Identilock. Take it away.
So this is obviously a very topical presentation. I'm wondering, I don't know how similar triggers are. Does your product fit all guns, or do you have to customize it for each gun supplier?
So in our case, we ship the product like this. These two components right here are replaceable. And you can fit a lot of guns already. The two, what we call inserts, are replaceable. As you can see on the screen right now, those are the guns that already fit. Before we deliver the product in June, we'll have at least 90-some% of the handguns and majority of the shotguns addressed. The product is versatile to fit pretty much every gun.
Who's the biggest manufacturer of gun locks right now?
So you're talking safes, you're talking trigger locks?
Trigger locks, specifically.
Somebody in China.
What's preventing China from doing this?
So that's a very good question. One is our software. We have proprietary technology that allows access to the right person every single time. This is all our software. And it never for the wrong one. The whole point was that the typical fingerprint technology is developed to allow one person versus 1,000. That's not our challenge. So we did a lot of software to make sure that the smaller group of people are able to get in. We also have capabilities where we do security profile, where the owner can choose which profiles he can remove at a different time. The goal of this was to prevent teen suicides.
Have you talked to any actual gun manufacturers about embedding this technology into their actual devices?
So smart guns have been rejected by the market. What I've done is taken a safe and make it smaller. This whole issue is really politicized. Our approach is to stay in the middle. Both sides of the gun debate support us.
So the answer is no. Have you talked to any of them?
No, I have not, and that's not my target. What I do have in plan is talking to big retailers who distribute about 60% of the guns, and they're willing to.
What has been the reception from gun owners?
So one, I'm a gun owner myself. Last night I took an Uber. The guy wanted to buy it. This morning, when I got in the Uber, this was on TV last night, and the guy's like, man, I really want to buy this thing. The crew right there, he just told me his wife told him to buy one. Plus, we've been to gun stores. We've been to, this product was developed with the help of my friends who are ex-Marines. So the response is really positive. You got to remember, the people who are affected most, other than the immediate family of the victim of a gun violence, is people like me who own guns, because we're painted by the same brush. Typically, a gun owner is a responsible individual who wants safety. And this addresses that very need.
So the product is great, but what's your go-to-market? How are you going to get this in the hands of people?
That's a very good question. So a week from now, I wouldn't have a problem bringing a gun because it's the SHOT Show, the biggest gun exhibition on the planet. And there, we already have planned to meet distributors. The issue with this industry, it's really fragmented. You can sell directly to dealers, you can sell to distributors, you can sell to retailers, then you can put it to the gun manufacturers. So what our target is the 900-some gun stores across the nation. We have a team of 4 sales guys. This year we're gonna target 450 stores because they're in majorly metropolitan regions, and we're gonna hit 15 in each metropolitan region. Within this year, we're going to hit 450 of that. We've already talked to them, and they've told us how many they will sell in each. So this is our go-to-market strategy for this year. The next year, we'll go also to the retailers, the big box retailers, and then the gun manufacturers. Because eventually, we want this product to be shipped with every gun. Currently, what ships with the every gun is something that looks like this. That'll take you about 20 seconds to an hour to get ready to shoot.
So couldn't you have just brought a look-alike gun to CES and demonstrated?
They wouldn't allow me to bring it.
Not even a
No, they
non-working
tried.
gun?
They would not allow me to
They
bring
tried to build a cardboard
Oh, yeah.
or like a styrofoam one and paint it pink, and they
Right.
still wouldn't let them
And
come
then,
in.
I don't want to go all total recall on you, but what if somebody attacked me and took my finger and put it on the...
So this is not for people who live in action movies. This is for an average consumer. No, I've actually had this
It's
question.
not for me then.
So
She's like, well, that's happened to me all
she
the
has
time.
a way more
so I don't
exciting
know."
life than the rest of us.
So wait, are you a gun owner?
I live in Massachusetts and I'm not
That's
gonna-
why. That question is valid.
But
I've had that.
I love shooting, actually.
I've had that question, so it's okay.
So I have two questions.
Sure.
It sounds like your IP is in the software, and I'm always a believer that in algorithms like this, where the hardware is all available commercially, that software could be duplicated at some time. So how defensible do you think it is?
There is couple. One is the design. That's IP. The second is single sourcing from our key suppliers that allow us to create that robust latching mechanism that can withstand the force. The third is the software. And by the way, that software will keep iterating. That software will keep improving. And for us, the target is to build a brand with this initial product. We have other lock designs that enable similar speed access.
And then the last thing is I'm surprised at the price point. It seems like the fingerprint technology is coming down in price. The rest of it's just in the materials for the locking mechanism, which shouldn't be that expensive if I look at the other carbonite type locks that are out there. So I'm a little surprised at the price point. It seems high.
So that's a very good question. The price is combination of the value that it brings, plus on top of that, the distribution is very fragmented. At the end of the day, the consumer trusts the person who's selling the product to them. Choosing the gun shop, that's where 60% of the gun sales happen. There's not that many big retailers who are able to push that kind of inventory of guns. So that's the point where the user trusts the person who's selling them the guns. And if you want to put it in perspective, back in the day, maybe 10, 15 years ago, when you would buy a computer, you always had to get the smart friend to guide you on that. And that is the kind of approach that, for example, when you're selling that salesman at the gun store, we need a way to reward that individual also.
So it sounds like you're saying you have really healthy margins.
Maybe
Or
overly healthy.
Oh, there's that too. Yeah.
We will once we get to higher volumes.
Right now, guns are a really hot topic, to put it mildly. What's your plan to have legislators help you sell these?
So I am not a politician, so I'm solving a technical problem. And this, as I mentioned, this industry is really politicized. And this is how I plan to stay. I plan to solve a technical problem because there's too many potholes in this industry. So, for example, some consumers like connectivity, but a lot of them don't. Law enforcement has approached me for connectivity. That might be a product for them. That probably will not be for the rest of the consumers.
So don't you think you'll face the same problem? So if gun manufacturers are struggling with, do they want to put locks on their guns or not? Why are suddenly why is the audience going to suddenly shift and say, well, I wouldn't buy it directly from Remington or Smith & Wesson, but I'll buy it from you, right? I mean, they could, my first question was, why not go right to the gun manufacturers? And you said, it's not been accepted well by the gun industry. I actually know several guys who run gun companies, and actually what it's been is that they don't sell well. So why do you think and it's because not all the audience that they sell to wants these locks. Why do you think you're going to be able to sell to them now?
So let me understand your question clearly. The consumer, are you saying, does not want...
No, that's what you said. My first question was, why not take this technology right to the gun manufacturer and get it embedded in the gun? And you said, what I interpreted you say was, it's highly politicized, I believe was the word you used, and that it wasn't clear that they wanted to embed this, or it hasn't been successful for them.
So let me clarify here.
Just help me
Let me
clarify.
clarify here. Smart guns is what hasn't been accepted by the market. there has been an attempt by the gun manufacturers by themselves in the late 90s, and then most recently by Armatix. Both of these times, the smart guns were rejected. The gun safes have pretty healthy margin and are sold very commonly. What I'm bringing is a smaller, quicker safe. Does that answer your question? Why not take it directly to the gun manufacturer is because I need to go step by step. First, I need to have the initial distribution lined up and approved, and that's when the next level comes in, which is the retailers, and then the final maybe the gun manufacturers, because gun manufacturers have been burned more than one time. And by the way, this information is coming from the ex-CEO of Remington, who's my advisor.
So if I had one of these, a gun in my handbag, a small one, this would be a bit large. I don't have a gun, but if I did, is there potential to miniaturize?
Let me call CSA.
Yeah. Is there potential to miniaturize it for the,
Definitely, that would lack the speed, but yes, there is in the future plans for smaller versions also.
God bless Helen for bringing some comedic relief between these two, right? Good thing he couldn't bring a gun. Are you guys good? All right. That's enough for you. Get off
Thank you
stage,
so much.
Identilock. We're going to do a quick set change. Brian, let's chat about it a little bit. Are you too busy judging? He's like, one. No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
That's okay.
You want to wear my hat? Will it make you feel better?
It might, but I think it's a convoluted statement to say I'm not going to take it direct. I mean, let's face it, direct distribution through the gun companies is going to be the fastest, most effective way to get your product to market. If they're unwilling to accept this, and I know several of the guys who run these companies, they've tried different versions and they've been burned. If this is the solution to that, and they're not willing to accept it, then you have to ask the question, why? And why will then he be successful distributing it in an independent method?
Well, it's a question. I mean, if the Remington CEO is one of his advisors, maybe the Remington CEO is just waiting to see how sales go first before getting burned, if they've been burned a bunch of times, right? Although I do think it's interesting that the Intel CEO is talking about distribution through other manufacturers. You know a lot about that.
Well, and I've actually talked to some companies, I won't tell you exactly who, because there's multiple ways to do that identification. I can do it through your pulse, I can do it through your fingerprint, I can put all kinds of multiple identification
Audio,
methods.
yeah.
I can do your audio, your cell phone that's always on you, or whatever. I can make it a combination of those. I have to get your fingerprint, your audio, and your cell phones near you. All three of those have to work for it to unlock, and in milliseconds. But the interest in it has been that it has been generally rejected by the users.
Right. Well, we're going to have to wait and find out.